Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing an update on my thoughts of Verity. So, over a year ago, I posted my book review of Verity, and it is my most viewed YouTube video. I still get comments on it, especially because I filmed it immediately after reading it, and I was still really confused about which team I was, if I was team letter or team manuscript. So today I'm going to talk about what my thoughts were up until today. And then I'm going to talk about the extra chapter, because this came today. I read the extra chapter and I have a lot of new thoughts. So if you haven't watched my first video, I'm going to be talking about things I said in that video. I will link it right here. Go back and watch that first, and then come back and we will discuss my thoughts. Also, warning now, this has spoilers for both the original story and the bonus chapter. So if you've not read both and you don't want to be spoiled, come back after you've done so. If you don't care, that's fine. You can stick around. But first off, we're going to talk about what I previously said and how my thoughts have stayed the same or changed. So first off, with the new bonus chapter, it is still very disturbing. Even the bonus chapter, I was like, oh my god, it makes things even worse. It's still 5 stars. I still love this book. And in my last video, I said I was really confused and I was like, was she innocent? Question mark. And a lot of people took that as me thinking that I was team letter. I was team manuscript after that. I was just in the moment like mind blown, confused, but definitely there's no way I was like, I'm team manuscript, because there's no way you would write such awful things about your children if you didn't do them. Like, no normal mother, and even the bonus chapter starts out with that, like no normal mother would write those things if she didn't actually do them. And I think in the bonus chapter when Lowen says this, it's Lowen's way of trying to reassure herself that what happened was justifiable. But after this chapter, I don't know if it was. Okay, so I'm going to insert some video clips so you can see my thoughts from the last video, and I will talk about how I still feel. And Jeremy crashed the car hoping to kill Verity, and so then Verity was so scared that he would kill her again that she was faking her brain damage. So from what the past me said, I really think this seems slightly more realistic now that I've read the bonus chapter, which is kind of scary. Really drove me crazy about this book is at the end, Lowen reads the letter and decides to just destroy it and go along with the fact that they have killed her and just pretend like, yeah, Verity killed her kid, and just pretend like the confession of her not actually doing it never happened. I thought Lowen was dumb then, and now after reading this chapter I know that she is big dumb. Like, girl, you are an idiot. You're an idiot. And now I'm just very stressed out and confused and upset. If I thought I was confused then, I'm even more confused now. Did it answer any of my questions? No. Did it only give me more questions? Yes. Also, Crew knew the whole time that she was fine because she was talking to him. And this book was a lot. Okay, I'm feeling even more sus now about that whole thing because Crew is low-key evil. In the bonus chapter, he literally talks about how Lowen's baby, his new sister, is just gonna die anyways. And in part of it, she's crying too much, so he puts her outside and leaves her in the front yard. And when when Lowen goes to get her and can't find her, he's like, I couldn't hear the TV, so, and they're like, where did you put her? And he's like, outside, and the baby's just crying outside. Okay, but I'll get to what questions I have about that in a minute. I started to think that Lowen was a little crazy as well, just because she like does not care, and she let him get her pregnant. Like, that was just so, that was weird. Alright, this was a big mistake, especially with what I just talked about. Like, having a baby with him, biggest mistake ever. Like, why did you do that? Because, yeah, your child isn't safe. I will say, in the middle of this book, I was starting to feel a little suspicious of Jeremy. Like, I just felt like he was off a little bit. And boy, was I right. He knew about it, and he also was kind of crazy. I just like felt like, I was like, I know, he like had to, he's got to have something up with him. And yes, I was right. I was really, really right to think that Jeremy was sus and that kind of creepy, because I don't think this is the first time he's done this. And he's done it more than once now. Okay, so here's my thoughts. This is all, I'm literally talking about what was actually in the chapter. I am now swaying more towards the letter being real. Yes, you heard it right. I still want to believe the manuscript, but there's just too much now to make me believe. Like, maybe they both are real. These are both just crazy people, and she did the things that she said she did in the manuscript, and Jeremy also is just as crazy. But it's starting to sound like maybe Jeremy has done this before and it's not his first rodeo, because we just watched him kill another woman. So I'm swaying more towards the letter now. In case you're wondering, they are all crazy. Verity was crazy, Jeremy was crazy, and Crew is extra, extra crazy. And if you don't take him to a therapist, he's probably gonna become like a serial killer. Like, I feel like the signs are there for him to become very unhinged, and you better deal with that now, or you're gonna have a dead child soon, and it's not gonna be him. It's gonna be Nova. Some questions I have. How many people has Jeremy killed? Because we're at 2 right now, and I just feel like he's giving me serial killer vibes. Like, I'm not really sure if this is the only people he's killed. And the way that like Lowen is talking, it sounds like he's gonna get ready to do the same thing to her that he did to Verity. Like, she is set up to be murdered by him, and for him to replace her with another author, because he's doing the same thing with another author reading her, the way he did with, you know, Lowen. And it just seems to me like events are about to repeat themselves. So, like, has he done this before? Is he a serial killer? Like, what's up with that? Also, back to Crew. Like I said earlier, did Crew have something to do with his sisters being murdered? Because I'm starting to think he could have. Maybe not, but he seems very unhinged, and there's a possibility of that there. I feel like that's unlikely. I feel like the more likely scenario is after those events he just had, like, he's so messed up now that that's why he's acting the way he is. But now in my head is a little seed of thought of, what if he had something to do with it? That's a little bit of an unhinged out there thing, but just think about it. My final thoughts are, Lowen needs to run. She needs to take her baby and get out of there. I know that she feels like she's now in like fight or flight mode, and she's going for the fight. Well, not really fight, but like she's trying to save her butt right now and make sure that Jeremy doesn't lose interest in her, because she is 100% convinced that if he finds no more use for her, she will die the way the Verity did, because she's an accomplice and he can't have that. And if I was her, I would literally get up and leave. Like, leave now, change your name so that he can never find you, because, girlfriend, this man is not giving me the vibes that he's going to be able to just like look past things and stay with you. Like, I think he's going to end up doing the same thing to you as Verity. Like, he's going to kill you. So if I was you, girlfriend, I would leave. Leave now. So yeah, that's the extra chapter. I would love to know if you were still team manuscript, still team letter, if you switch sides. How do you feel now that there's an extra chapter out? And what are your craziest theories? I want to hear them all. Leave them in the comments. This book just got crazier. I feel like there needs to be a sequel, because you just left me with more questions, Colleen. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.